This is episode 2 from season 2 of TrouperCast, your one-stop shop on all things education and the arts. I am Jeremy Solomon, and with me today is Farah Dianath. Farah is a passionate facilitator who has taken it upon herself to inculcate the love for the English language in her students. In the peak of the pandemic, Farah quit her job as a teacher in a prominent international school and brainstormed English R Academy. English R Academy started with the sole vision to provide children and adults with an interactive learning platform where they could learn the various skills in the English language. They work to provide learners with speaking, reading and writing skills which are conducted in a comfortable, fun environment. The goal is to make every child read, and not as a chore but simply because they love to. The program includes fun activities such as comic strip making, alternate ending, story writing, recitation and so much more. Join us as we discuss, among other things, English, communication, technology and the future of language. Hey Farah, what's up? How's life?
Hi Jeremy, I'm good. How are you?
I'm
All well.
doing very well. Thank you very much. It's awesome to hear that you are doing well. And I just want to take this time to thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking the time to be on this podcast and choosing to converse and talk about all the different things going on in education and the arts. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much. It's my absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me here today. I'm really looking forward to this.
Awesome, great. And as you know, it's something of a tradition for us on TrouperCast to start off with a game. So we're going to play a small little game right now. And for that, I'm going to share my screen. But what's going to happen is, we have played this game before on the podcast. But what's going to happen is, on the screen, there will be a variety of things that people do or places that people go.
Okay.
All right. And there's going to be a small little timer for 1 minute on the side. So what's going to happen is, it's basically Damsharats but with a timer. And what you're going to do is, if you see the different things on the screen, if you're the one acting it out, what you're going to do is, you will look at it and you will, as soon as the timer starts, try and act out as many things as you can. And I will try to guess it. If I guess it correctly, you have to mark it with your annotate on the screen so that we don't repeat the same thing. In 1 minute, we need to see how many we are able to guess.
All right.
Okay, and then I will act it out and we'll see how many you will be able to guess.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And since you are a guest over here, I'm actually going to give you the honor of choosing whether you'd like to act first or guess first.
I think I'll guess first.
All right.
I'm not a great actress, so I'm going to guess first.
All right, sure. No worries.
Okay.
So can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, so I'm going to do annotate, and as soon as I'm done, I can just mark out anything. If it's drawing, I'll just scratch it out so that we don't repeat it. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen is, we're going to start in 3, 2, 1.
Playing cricket.
Look
Catching.
at the words. There's specific phrases. So see which one am I doing.
Tossing a ball.
No. Actually,
Jeremy, that looks like tossing a ball.
I'll give it to you. It's playing catch. So we're
Playing
going with the
More or less tossing
more
a
or
ball.
less, but we're looking for specific words, right? Let's go with
Okay. Okay. Reading.
reading.
One second. Reading a book.
Yes. Yes. Let's go with
Driving the bus.
no.
Okay. Riding the bus. No. Driving what? Getting on the bus.
It's
No,
right
okay.
right above reading the book. Yeah. So
Driving a
driving a
car.
car. Yeah.
Oh.
Close, right?
Okay, all right.
All right. Cool.
Close.
Yeah.
Close.
Close.
I
I
think
know.
I should get that. I was
Yeah.
close.
Yeah. Okay. So what we'll do now is we'll start with you, and you can choose whatever color you like and everything, and I will try to guess. So whenever you're ready, you can tell me when to start.
All right. I'm ready. Uh,
Looking. Uh. Looking for listen. No. Watching a movie. Watching a movie. Okay.
watching a movie.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Sleeping right next to that. Is it sleeping? Awesome.
Okay. 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 All right.
Dressing, combing, putting on clothes. No.
Close.
Okay. Homework, having. Oh goodness. Getting into. Oh. Listening to.
Close.
Oh goodness. No, I don't think I got that. Getting ready for
What do
school.
you do every morning?
Getting ready for school. Ah, so close.
Thank you very
On the
much.
dot. On the dot.
Almost. Almost.
Yeah,
Yes.
awesome. So do you want to do another round or
I
because
don't
we
mind.
just
I don't
started?
mind. I'm having fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah, cool.
Let's do it.
So let's do
So
another.
I'll continue.
Okay.
I'll continue.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And then you go after.
Yeah,
me.
sure. So you
Okay,
have
okay,
another minute on the clock. Yeah, go for it. Playing an instrument. Playing instruments.
Okay. Okay.
Eating. Yeah, is they eating a burger? I don't know. Eating a big burger. Yeah.
Eating a big burger.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That looks like marching. Is there anything like the such? Drawing, making a sandwich. In line, walking in line, marching in line. Exercise, doing exercise. Oh, what's happening?
Who gets us to do exercise?
Being in PE. Yes, okay.
Being the PE teacher.
Okay,
Okay. All right.
okay. Putting on clothes. Okay.
I think time's up, right?
Yeah, time is up. Yeah, the whole bell rang and everything.
This was putting on a book bag.
Putting on a book bag. All right, all right.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
let's see if
So you go next.
yeah, we'll do this.
Okay, you're eating something. Eating ice cream? No, you don't eat ice cream like that, do you? Eating school lunch.
Yes.
School lunch.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Listening to music.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, that was quick.
Yeah. Okay. Then let's do.
Okay, that is singing songs in music.
I'm cheating.
Walking to school.
Yes.
Walking to school.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Let's see.
Climbing. Getting on the bus. Playing on the slide. Playing on the slide. Okay. Playing at recess.
No, it's climbing on monkey bars.
Oh, where's that? Oh, there is.
Right
climbing on
there,
monkey
right
bars.
there, right
Okay.
there. All right,
I kind
awesome.
of thought of it.
Yeah, awesome, awesome, cool. So I think what we'll do now is there's no specific way to see who won and lost because this kind of like a team activity.
Yeah.
But I guess we can see who has the more numbers. So blue is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's a tiebreaker.
Oh, there's one here. 6.
Where?
There's one at the bottom.
Oh, there's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So,
5, 6.
so that's awesome. That's you won then.
So
That's
I
great.
win.
Yay!
Yes,
Congratulations,
thank you.
Farah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay, the guest wins. All right,
Yes.
super.
Yes. Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Cool. Cool.
All right.
So that was the game that we just played. Let me just stop sharing.
That was fun.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So
Okay.
what I like to do is at the beginning of each, and even like whenever we have kids in the classroom, we generally try and ask them, hey, can you tell me what are your hobbies and what is your favorite color and different things like that. But as of today, we live in the age where you can find out anything and everything about someone on the World Wide Web, right? That's depending on how often we post things and how often we put things out there. But since information is so easily available, I'd like for you to tell me 3 things about yourself that is completely unique, and we probably won't be able to find this at any place.
Okay. So I'm very spontaneous. If I hear music that I like, I break out into a crazy dance. My friends, my cousins know this about me. So that's one. Anywhere, be it anywhere. So I'm not shy that way. If I hear music that I love, I break out into crazy dance. So that's one. Not many people know that about me. 2, I'm an absolute foodie. And because of my great genes, thank God, I don't put on weight. So, that's another thing. If someone looks at me, they'll probably be like, why are you so thin? Eat something. But then the truth is, I'm an absolute foodie who loves her food. And the reason I'm so thin is because I'm an absolute foodie. So that's unique number 2. And the third one, I have a great sense of humor, is what I've heard from many people. Although, I don't think so. I think I'm okay. I'm very conventional when it comes to humor. But then many people have told me that I have a great sense of humor. So those are the 3 things that not many people know about me.
That's
So
awesome.
now I think everyone does.
Yeah, and hopefully we should
Yes.
be able to see a little bit of that humor seeping into our conversation as well. Yeah, awesome.
Hopefully, yes,
Yeah,
you should.
and I always find it interesting and fascinating when people tell me about how they got to where they are now. What was a journey that they had to go through to reach the place and position where they are, and perhaps sometimes you're still on that journey and you still have a way to go.
Yes.
But I think it's very interesting to listen to different people and their stories. So Farah, if you could tell me your story of how you got to be to where you are now, that would be great.
Okay, so basically I run an academy. It's called English R Academy. I started working when I turned 40. So basically the first 40 years of my life, I was just, having a great time, taking care of my kids. I started working after I turned 40. I joined an international school where I was teaching English. And that's the first time I have ever worked in my life. Never had a job before that. So I'm really grateful to the school that they gave me the opportunity. I started working there. I learned a lot. And trust me, it's not easy. So everyone was very helpful. I learned a lot. And then the pandemic hit, school shut, everything went online. And for teachers, we were not trained to do online classes. Okay, we are someone who would look at a physical classroom. We know how to write on the board. We know how to correct the books. But if you tell us to take an online class, all of us panicked because no one knows how to take an online class. So that is something that we learned on the job. Now, English R Academy, while I was doing online classes, I realized that a lot of kids were struggling with reading, just basically reading. And I kind of also understood that many kids had given up reading because, they were not required. It was not, since it was online, they could keep their cameras conveniently switched off and say, I don't have Wi-Fi today. So many kids just gave up reading, and that really started bothering me. What I understood was, schools will give you the conventional education, right? How do we get kids to read? How do we get kids to love writing? How do we get kids to become authors, become poets? And it's, started playing on my mind. If I want to put my children in a place where someone taught them only reading and creative writing, descriptive writing, where do I go? So I started doing a lot of research, and there are a lot of national platforms who do this. But I realize it's a large scale. And some parents find it very difficult to have that one-on-one connect with the teacher, because again, at the end of the day, it becomes kind of like a business. So I resigned from school, and one night I made up the entire curriculum for younger kids. I basically wanted to work on younger kids, maybe from age 4 to about 8 was what I had planned. Um, Started my, sent out my posters. I got 3 kids in the first week. Started off with 3 kids, and then it's been a year and about 3 months now, and we are 100 strong now. So I have kids of all ages. I'm doing everything from personality development to your basic reading and writing to your school curriculum to spoken English for adults. So we're doing everything right now. So that's how we began.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. And this is really a story of perseverance, I would think. But not just for yourself, but for the benefit of the kids who you want to inculcate in them the habit and even the love for reading and writing.
Yes.
So that's great and that's
Yes.
awesome. And I've always known you to be this type of person because we have worked in the same school together.
Yes.
And it's always been fun to not just work with you in the same place, but also to come by your classroom and laugh and talk and make these jokes and everything. But I think one of my fondest memories I have in my interactions with you there is the skits that we put up for the Children's Day.
Yes. Oh my God, do you remember that?
I will not forget that.
Oh my God, I will never forget that.
Yeah.
That was, I think, we went all out. We were like do or die situation.
Yes.
We went crazy. That was, I think, one of the silliest things I have done. The costumes and the dialogues. We did that in 2 days?
We did it, and not just not just 2 days. We were teaching throughout the day. So it was 2 days, but it was only like for half an hour at the end of each day. Farah.
I can't hear you, Jeremy.
All right, that's cool.
Let me just check out what's going on here. Okay.
Okay, are we good? Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Still can't.
No?
A few moments later.
And we are back, and it turns out that we were having a little bit of a technical difficulty, but to our listeners and our viewers, I do apologize for that, but now it looks like we're good to go, and I'm going to pick it up right where we stopped, because Farah, you and I were talking about how we had 2 days to practice for the Children's Day thing, but it really wasn't 2 days. We were teaching throughout the entire day, and it was for those 2 days, but only like half an hour each at the end of those days. So it was like a total of an hour.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember how I would run to the classes and then come run back again. We would do a few dialogues and then me running back to class again.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Some of the things we have done.
Yes. I mean, I've known you in that regard, and I've known you as a teacher in the school, but I would like to know a little bit about you. And when I say about you, I'm talking about your mentality or your philosophy as a trainer or a facilitator.
Okay. So my role as a teacher has been very different from what I'm doing now as a trainer and facilitator. So basically now the entire academy is run by me. I don't have anyone else doing any of so the planning, the curriculum, taking all my classes, everything is done by me. And I have this, this one-on-one connect with every student of mine. So I know exactly where every student of mine stands when they join the academy to they journey with me completely, however long they are with me. So I know exactly on what skills to work on. See, when you're a teacher, you go with the set, plan in mind. This is what I need to do for the day. And you finish that. It's more like, it kind of becomes very mechanical, I feel. But if you do something like this where the entire thing is on your shoulders, your curriculum planning, every child's improvement, everything is basically on your shoulders. You more or less, you create a connection between the child and yourself. So the entire development, I would say, of the child is on you. So I work doubly hard, not just on the reading and writing skills, but also, developing them as a person. So if I feel a child is very quiet, very shy, I try and bring them out, through various activities. If I feel that the child is overly hyper or anxious, so I try and, sort that situation out with them. I give them activities which kind of, calms them down, maybe a drawing or a writing. So I work on every skill, every strength of their child's. So my role as a facilitator has been very different from what I was as a teacher. Then I was learning. I was still in the learning process. So, not trying to do anything new. I would do what was told to me. But now, since I have the, I would say I have the freedom. I have the freedom to kind of make decisions of my own and take this how do how I want it to be. So I feel more empowered now as a facilitator, as a trainer, rather than I was when I was a teacher. So that's been my journey now.
All right, that's very interesting. And I always ask people this, especially people with children in the teaching or the education sector. And that is, how often do you see these roles merge, or how often do these roles overlap? And do you find yourself being more of a trainer or more of a parent, and there's one overtake the other, or does it take turns? How does that really work?
See, what I feel is there's a very fine line between, when you're a teacher and when you're a parent. Sometimes, most often, because the most part of your day you're a teacher, right? And then you become the parent. So when you finish your job, teaching is your job. So when you're done with that, you have to kind of switch it off and say, okay, now I'm the parent. And then you get into the parent mode. But most often what happens is, and I have heard this from my children many times. In fact, my husband keeps telling me a lot that I've started talking to him also like a teacher. So, I've started giving instructions and, giving him like how teachers talk. Apparently, teachers have a way of speaking. So I have been hearing a lot from my kids that, they keep telling me, Mama, you're not a teacher now, your class is over. Don't talk to us like that. So it's kind of becomes like a conscious effort to get out of that role and then to become a parent, to become a mother. I think it's not wrong or it's not bad, because, end of the day, what are teachers? Your mothers in school is what I feel. A teacher is your parent in school. So I think both roles more or less complement each other. Because when we are in school, we're the parent for the child, right? We're there to sort all the issues. And at home, we teach our children. So more or less, it's like a mirror image, I would say, the teacher and the parent.
Right. I think that's a very nice way of putting it as well, because ultimately, at the end of the day, whether you're a parent or a teacher, the focus is always going to be on helping the child grow in whatever they are doing with their subject, with their physical education, whatever it is, right? And I think you put it very well in going a little deeper into that. And I'm really, really enjoying this conversation. And I would like to talk more about what we are currently talking about. However, I do want to take a small little break from that and jump straight into a rapid fire question segment. Are you ready for this?
All right. Yes, I am ready.
Yes. So, like the title of the segment suggests, it will be rapid fire. So you would, if you would answer as quickly as possible, that would be great. However, if you do want to think about it and take your time and give me an answer a little slower, that's fine as well. And even with the length, it doesn't have to be too short or too long either, depending on the question and how you would like to explain it if you want to. And if you do not want to answer any of these questions, you can just say skip and we'll go to the next one. All right. Cool. Yeah. So I know you already told me about you going into this school at the age of 40, but before that, if there is anything, what was your first job?
My first job, I think mother. That was the first real work I've done.
Oh, okay. That's great. What is your favorite month?
My favorite month is December. I don't know, something about the end of the year, something about the holiday season makes me happy.
Okay. What's your favorite season?
Season, winter, always.
Okay.
I love the hot chocolate. I love the warm blankets.
Okay. What is your favorite animal?
Horse, for sure.
All right. What's your favorite color?
My favorite color, I would say white. White.
All right. Favorite food?
Favorite food, I told you I'm a foodie.
Yes.
My favorite food is food. Give me any food.
Yes.
So I enjoy food.
Yes.
Full stop.
I like to say that my favorite food is seafood because if you can see the food, you can eat it.
I can see the food. Oh yeah, I heard this. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. So it's
Yes.
seafood, yeah.
Yes. Okay. What dish do you cook best?
I make wonderful pasta.
Okay.
So everyone loves the pasta I make.
Awesome. Hopefully one day I'll get to taste this very famous pasta.
Yes, absolutely. Done. Absolutely.
Awesome. What is your favorite word?
My favorite word, I would say ambition.
Okay. All right. What is your go-to pastime?
Go to pastime would always be, I think, movies.
All right.
Movies, I'm a huge movie buff.
All right. What was your favorite subject in school?
English, always.
All right. What is your favorite type of music?
I'm not much into music. I don't enjoy the music, never have. If anytime, I would prefer to listen to the old songs, the Lata Mangeshkar, the old songs. But otherwise, I'm not much of a movie fan.
Right.
I mean, a music fan.
Right. What is your favorite movie genre?
Horror.
Oh, wow.
Always.
Wow.
Yes, I'm a huge horror freak.
I cannot stomach horror. Yeah. All right. Describe your style in one word.
I would say wacky.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
What kind of landscape would you like to live in?
Definitely the beach, by the beach side.
All right. What were you afraid of as a child?
I don't remember anything much, but maybe the dark. Afraid of the dark. Because I still am, so maybe the dark.
All right. One subject you would like to learn more about.
Definitely history.
All right.
History. I've been, love history.
Okay. What is a good spy code name for you?
Spy code name. Okay, it would be eat it all and never repeat it all.
Okay. All right. Oh, wow. That's really good.
Yeah.
All right. What is your favorite type of stationery?
I'm not a very stationary person. I'm a very basic pen, pencil, eraser. I'm not those fancy. So I would just say pen, a regular pen.
Okay. What is one of your nicknames?
Far.
Okay. What is your hidden talent?
My hidden talent, I told you it's dancing.
Okay.
Nobody knows this.
Nobody knows. I like, a lot of
Nobody
people
knows
come on TrouperCast and they're like, I'm telling this for the first time. And nobody knows about this. And I'm so glad that people are doing this on this platform and just revealing their secrets, which is great.
Yes. This nobody knows.
Okay. What do you think is the key to living a good life?
I think just to be happy with what you have, happy with what you're doing, instead of, aspiring. Aspirations are good, but then, when you sit and you keep thinking, oh, I should have done this way, or I should have been this thing, or I should have, gone here, done that. When you keep thinking a lot is when you don't live happily. So just be happy in the moment. Live in the moment, be happy in the moment. The future is always there, but live in the moment.
All right. What is your most strongly held belief?
I believe that after every difficulty comes ease. So, the storm always breaks. The night always has a morning. So never give up. There's always a silver lining in every dark cloud. So never give up.
All right. What trait defines you the most?
I think perseverance. right?
Okay. What is the kindest thing someone has ever done for you?
Uh, Many things. Nothing comes to mind. I think, again, when we talk about education, when I joined work, right, I had a lot of wonderful people who would drop what they were doing just to guide me because I had no clue what I was doing. So I think that was the kindest thing I've seen because I've made a lot of wonderful friends in that school. And when I joined work, they would all leave what they were doing to help me, make my plans, to kind of guide me through my lessons, to make sure that I'm doing my classes well. So I think that was the kindest thing
Very,
off late I can think of.
very nice. That's nice. That's awesome to hear too. What is the kindest thing you have ever done for somebody else?
Oh, I do a lot, many kind things. Uh, I think the kindest thing you can do is just smile at someone. I mean, you never know what kind of day someone is having. Even if you're walking on the road, complete stranger, just give them a smile, right? Kindest thing you've done right there.
Right, you don't know who really needs to
Yeah. Who
have.
really needs to
Yeah,
see
I
that?
know. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
definitely. Yeah.
just
So I
a.
think in today's world, that's the least you could do for anyone.
That's very nice, and I think that's a wonderful note to finish our rapid fire question segment on.
Yes.
So coming back to what we were talking about earlier, I just want to talk to you about English today. One is living in a multilingual world, and the importance of English, and how it is becoming more of a tool for survival in the world today. So what's your take on this?
I think absolutely English is extremely important in today's world. Very often I hear parents saying, they have math tuition, they have science tuition, my son is doing, languages, but then I don't hear anyone giving that importance to English. We need to realize anywhere in the world you go, this is the preferred mode of communication, right? Even though they have the regional languages, but then English is always the preferred mode of communication. And also you need to be very, very fluent in the way you speak anywhere you go in the world. I feel that it kind of, when you talk very nicely and when you talk with the right, tone, or the right use of language, you kind of set a bar for yourself. You are considered to be, highly educated. I don't see that with the other languages. So if you speak French very well, I don't see many people calling you highly educated or very well read. But then that's not how it is with English. If you have a good vocabulary, if you're able to carry a conversation really well, you are considered very literate. So today, I think English is extremely important. I would say more important than your math and your science. So I tell all parents who call me, please give English the importance that it deserves. Let your child, master the language. And I'm sure once you mastered the language, you will master any other, subject, because English is the platform for all your subjects. You get all your questions in English. So if you don't understand English, how are you going to do well in your other subjects? So my take is that English is extremely important. Also, for jobs, when you're going for a job, you're going for an interview. If you're not able to hold a conversation, you're not able to understand what they're asking you, right then and there you don't have the job. So obviously, you need to be very well versed in the language and also very well spoken. So English is very important today.
All right. I do agree with you, but I would also like to talk to you a little bit more on English as a means of communication versus a measure of intelligence. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, it is how, yes, you need to hold a conversation, you'll be able to do this, but some people view it as English, so you're like really, really smart, or you're really
Yes.
intelligent. So sometimes these two things may not equivalate with each other, right?
Yes.
So what's your perspective on this? English as a means of communication versus a measure of intelligence.
I think it's more a measure of intelligence. Of course, means of communication, but then you can communicate in any language that you want, as long as you get your word across. But then measure of intelligence, because a person who's well read, a person who is well versed in the language, can command that kind of respect, I would say. So if I'm going in a gathering of maybe 10 people and I don't have the vocabulary, or I'm not able to hold a conversation with them. So right then and there, my level of intelligence in front of those people kind of comes down, right? Because in their mind, they kind of perceive me as someone who doesn't understand anything, who doesn't probably understand the conversation that they are having. So I would say today, English has become more a measure of, like what we were talking about, intelligence, rather than a mode of communication. Because if you see how many people are talking, it's not just to communicate. We have, so many debates happening. We have so many people getting into conversations, lengthy conversations. And that's only because you have knowledge of the subject, you have knowledge of the language, you have vocabulary that you're able to hold that conversation. If not, then, mode of communication, you can communicate in your regional language as well, as long as you're understood. So, yes, definitely a measure of your intelligence.
All right, awesome. Again, coming back to us living in this modern world in the 21st century, what place does reading and writing have in the world of technology today and in the years to come?
I think reading and writing is not the conventional way, the way that we have been brought up with books, with, pencils and pens. Even today in my academy, I see children prefer the digital e-books. They want to write down, they want to type all their assignments, and I'm strictly against that. So every time I give them a book, I tell the parent that please pick up a paperback or pick up a hard copy. I don't suggest, because they're already on the screen so much. So I don't suggest them reading books on the screen. And also writing work. I make it a point to tell all my kids, and in fact, they argue with me. And they tell me, ma'am, it's the future now. In another 5 years, you won't even have pens and books. Why do we need to write now? And then I tell them that, see, this is the conventional way of learning. Because of course, when you're typing, everything is corrected, right? So all your spellings, your punctuations, everything is corrected. As opposed to when you're writing on your own, that's when you learn from your mistakes. So when I correct something that is written digitally, there's no mistake there. So what is the point of a teacher, right? There's no point of me, right? Because everything is corrected right there for you. But then when you're writing it and sending it to me, I can make all your corrections and I can give you feedback and say, okay, this is what you've written and this is how it needs to be done correctly. So I think there is a huge gap, and especially the kids of today, they do not want to write. They want to type. The minute I tell them it's writing work, they're like, no, we'll type it and send it to you. And that's something that I'm strictly against. So, you have to read a book, hold the book in your hand, read it, and you have to write with a pen and a pencil. No typing business for me.
Right. I think as an adult, I would be guilty of this as well, because even now when I go into meetings, you have like the older teachers writing the notes in the book and I'm taking it down on my phone. And
I remember that very well.
You remember me doing that as well, right?
Yes,
earlier?
In our meetings, you're always on the notes.
Yes.
And the other teachers are all writing down the points.
But I would also say that it is very convenient too, because what happens is, say if I type it down on my WhatsApp group, I jump into my laptop, copy it, put it on a Drive document, everyone has it then and there. Yeah. So
see, that's the thing, Jeremy. Technology has become very convenient.
Yeah.
Just click off a button, you have everything in front of you. So I think it's made children very lazy. Right. Because you ask them to research, where do they research? Google, copy paste the answers. So I feel technology to a point has made children very lazy, made adults lazy.
Definitely.
If I need to research something, maybe 10 years back, I would do it through books. But today, Google search, everything is there.
Right.
So definitely technology has, I think, pushed us back 10 years.
Right.
Made us lazier than what we were.
But I think because technology is very helpful and very powerful as well, we ought to use it, but also use it responsibly. And when I say responsibly, I mean that for kids in their early years, in the younger years, it's very important what you're doing is to make them read a physical book and write in a notebook to be able to understand what they're doing right and wrong and how to improve. And later on, these skills can be used on the tablet or system or computer as well. But I think this as the foundation is also very important too.
Yes. So the older kids that I have adults in my academy. I have older kids who are in college. They do their work digitally. That's okay. I don't mind that because they know the rules of writing, right? They know where to put the punctuations. They know how to write. So I don't mind them doing it digitally. But the younger kids who are just starting school now, who are just learning now, I prefer that they don't do anything digitally. Everything has to be handwritten and read.
All right, all right. And how has the response been, both in terms of the younger kids who are enrolled in your academy, their parents, and also the older kids and adults who are there? How has the response been to this whole academy?
So when I started, right, I told you I started with 3 kids, but then it picked up a lot through word of mouth. So those 3 kids told their friends. So last, I think, summer we hit about 100 kids. We were 100 strong. Now that schools have opened, some of them have, the time slots were not matching, so I've gone back to school, but we're still doing really well. The response has been really great. I mean, some of the kids I've known for the past 1.5 years. So they were my first batch that joined, and they're still with me. So like I told you, right? I have a personal connect with every child of mine, and not just with the child. So I connect with the entire family. So the mom wants to know how the child is doing, and then we get talking. And the mom comes on sessions. I have some sessions on parenting as well. So the mom comes on sessions on that. So I've had an amazing response. I have an amazing group of kids, and my mantra for this academy is you have fun while you learn. So it's not like your conventional academy where, or you come, the teacher gives you work to do, you read, write, and then you leave. We have a lot of fun. Sometimes the kids don't want to read and write. They want to watch a story. So I'm like, okay, let's watch a story. And then we talk about the story. We talk about what we learned. So this is not a conventional English academy. We do a lot of fun things here. We make comic strips. We write stories. We do a lot of lovely descriptive writing. We do a lot of debate with my older kids. I do a lot of debate with the older kids. So it's a learning process for me as well. And of course for the kids. And we have this really great rapport with each other, the kids and I. We look forward, the kids really look forward to the classes, and and many a times parents message me and say, my son is crying because his class is not there today. So that gives you such a great feeling, because this is what I want to do. Make one child happy, make one child love the language, make one child pick up a book and say, I want to read today, as opposed to maybe watching TV or get on social media. And that's my achievement, I think. If I can get one child to, just want to read, just fall in love with the language, then I think what I've set out to do is I've done that.
That's awesome, I think. And I think I can also connect to a lot of what you're saying, because even I am a very strong advocate of learning through fun.
Yes.
Because
yes, you are. And I think most of what I do, I've learned through you.
Well, I'm
because
happy.
I would watch you in class and you would play this word game, and and I would be like, oh wow, this is fun. I mean, learning, and this is fun. So I've learned a lot from you.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, and I'm glad to know that what I'm doing is also impacting kids in other places, and it's also a motivation for me to keep going as well. So thank you for telling that, also, Farah.
You should. I think you're doing a great job with the kids, so you should.
Thank you.
You're like their, remember what I used to call you? I used to call you Pied Piper of the school.
Yes,
because
I remember
you would
that.
be there, and then I would see 20 kids following you.
Right.
So you're the official Pied Piper of the school.
Well, thank you so much for that title. And you already spoke to me a little bit about what you do in the academy and all the different programs and different things that the kids doing. But I also know that you have a lot of events and a lot of workshops and a lot of things like that you do on a regular basis. So now I'm going to give you a little bit of time to plug something that you do that's coming up maybe in the near future, or something that you do on a regular basis.
Okay. So once a month we have our comic strip. So that's a creative workshop that we have. So basically our comic strips, story writing, writing with plots, writing in different genres, that we do every once a month. And then now recently I've started a parenting workshop. So basically for moms and dads who are having a little trouble with their kids, probably not understanding any of their behavior or attitude or academics at school. So we just have a session where we have other parents. We come on the same platform. We talk about the various issues that children at various age have. So from a toddler to, probably a young adult, what are the different issues that they have? Especially now, Jeremy, in the pandemic, I think that because the kids have been home for so many years, I would say, the entire attitude of the child has shifted. So a child that was happy and, willing to learn today has become closed and indifferent to learning. So I have many parents who come up with this issue that my child was such a happy-go-lucky child and he's, another person today. So we just once a month, we just meet up. It's, it's free for all. Everyone's welcome. They all come talk about whatever's bothering them with the children, get probably advice from other mothers, what has worked for them. We talk about, a little about the best ways. There is no perfect, what I feel is there's no perfect way to parenting. Everyone learns. It's all hit and miss most of the time. So, just get ideas from different parents. So parenting workshop is something that I've just started, which will be held every month. Summer, I have a lot of wonderful courses planned for the kids. So April, May, June, there's going to be a lot of creative courses because I know that they're tired of studying now. The last 2 months, final exams, they've all slogged it out. So we have dress up, we have Harry Potter day, we have pick your author and come dressed as your author. We have pick a book, come dressed as a character. So in a week, we have one dress up day. We have a theme and then we have the dress up day. We have a lot of story writing. So I give them a lot of genres to write different stories through. That's a workshop that I'm going to have in the summer. Of course, the comic making strip workshop is going to happen in the summer. Also, I'm planning to have like a entire public speaking platform for the kids. Where, just now they're going to go back to school again. It's a new academic year. So let's get them confident with the speaking skills. I'm going to have an entire 1 month public speaking workshop as well. So many things, lots of things going on in the mind. Many things are planned for the next 3 months. So let's see how that pans out.
Awesome. That's a ton that you're doing, and it's great that you have so many programs happening as well. And if anyone listening or watching this would like to get in touch with you to know more about these programs and events, how can they do that?
Okay, so my Instagram handle, it says English R Academy. So English, because it's a subject, it's a 1 hour class. So every class is only 1 hour. English R Academy. And then I am on Facebook as well. So you can DM me on Facebook. Facebook is also English R Academy. So I think you can find me anywhere. Or if you don't find me on social media, please contact Jeremy. Jeremy will get in touch with me.
Yes, definitely. I will connect you if you'd like that. And I will also get the links to your Facebook and Instagram handles and put it down in the description so you can check that out and find out all the wonderful things English Academy does. And Farah, if you had one message that you would have to give out to students or children today, either based on our conversation or just on your basic philosophy, what would you tell them?
Read. Reading is the only thing that will help. You get, you learn to speak well, you broaden your vocabulary, you get so much of knowledge. So when you're in a conversation, you know how to say things, you know what to say because you've read stuff. So read whatever you can get your hands on. Reading in today's world is extremely, extremely important. Please don't take it lightly. Get your kids to read. And also one more thing to the parents, I see many parents who don't read at all. I think probably the last they read was in school. But then they expect their children to sit with a book every day. What I say is a child will do what they see. So if they see the parent reading, the child will pick up a book and read. So make that a habit for yourself first. Pick up a book, read in front of your child, involve them with your book, and then automatically they'll start reading. So parents, students, please start reading. Reading is it's your golden key to your future. So if you're well read, you're well educated, you can do whatever you want right there.
That is awesome, and that is very good advice as well. And I would have to admit that is advice that is also applicable to me, because I know that I too need to read a lot more than I am right now. So that's something that I'm probably have to take as well. But Farah, with that, we have come to the end of this conversation. And even though this is the end of the conversation in the podcast, I'm sure that you and I will keep the conversation going. And hopefully we should be able to meet up and talk more and discuss and even do things together as well, English R and TrouperSphere. So maybe we should have something And once again, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being on this podcast and just this wonderful conversation where I was able to learn so much, and I was inspired as well to do so many things on my own as well. So thank you once again, Farah.
Thank you so much for having me here, Jeremy. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest from TrouperSphere and TrouperCast, you can follow us on Instagram. The handle is @TrouperSphere, and make sure to watch our podcast videos on YouTube. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.